Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm JongWildAndFree, and today I wanted to share with you my luxury hotel and spa resort. I did build this build right next to my modern shopping mall, with the idea that your Sims can spend the night at the hotel and get a nice spa treatment and do a little bit of shopping. I know, of course, that hotels aren't really usable, but since I combined it with the spa, it's more of a decorative thing. But if you want your Sims to spend the night, you can always just visit this lot and pick out a room and kind of cheat away the money for each night. There are 6 bedrooms in total, or 6 hotel rooms. 4 of them are a bit smaller and 2 of them are a little bit bigger. So for example, you could say that the smaller ones are 500 simoleons per night and the bigger one is 750 simoleons per night. Then you just have to just use the sheet to remove that many per night and you can actually stay at the hotel. I didn't build in any kind of restaurant or cafe in this build because I was planning to build a restaurant in this area as well. But there are vending machines on both the hotel room floors, since there are 2 floors with hotel rooms. Those have 2 types of vending machines. And in the lobby there is some possibilities to drink some coffee or tea. Of course I just classified this as a spa, so you could always just travel here to get a spa treatment without needing to stay a night. I did get this idea after I was planning to build a spa and I was really struggling what I really wanted to do with it. And I always have wanted to build a hotel as well, but classifying it as something a lot is quite hard. It's either park or generatic or anything. So I thought usually spas can be at hotels as well, so it was a nice 2-in-1 kind of thing to build the spa with the hotel, and now it's actually kind of usable as a hotel, like I said, if you just cheat away your own money. So yeah, kind of like that idea when I start a let's play, that I can give my Sims a weekend in the hotel to do some relaxing and do some shopping or eat hopefully at a fancy restaurant. I still need to build that one, of course. I do think I'm gonna build a restaurant on the right side. Yes, the lot on the right side. And the last lot is most likely gonna be a gym, so it's kind of a double up because you can do some workout within this spa as well. There are some training machines in there and a pool. I have off camera shrunken the pool. The pool is, you will see it later on how big the pool is, but I did shorten it a bit just to have actually room for a hot tub, because that was the only thing really missing. There are of course saunas and wardrobes or changing areas for both female and males. And on the back I actually made some parking lots, so if cars ever comes to the Sims 4, then you have actually some room to put some parking spots as well. Now they're just decorative, so but I did place some cars just to for the illusion, kind of. On the top terrace, I didn't really do much there. I put on the end, I believe, some benches just so you can sit out there. I didn't really have any idea what to do with it, but I liked the idea that there was a roof terrace, so I did keep it. Maybe it's in a smoking area for the smoking Sims, I don't know. You can kind of figure it out yourself what you want to do with it. So first off, I started off with the inside, so I will be going back to the outside later on, just because I hadn't really figured out everything yet. But I am keeping it in the same style, on the outside at least, as the shopping mall, so just so the buildings would match. And then the inside I keep it quite clean and not that decorative, just kind of simple, since most times when you go to a hotel it's quite modern and simple, I think, if it's quite a new and modern hotel, of course. So that I kind of used myself as well, just keeping it very simple and straightforward. And yeah, I do like to have some fish aquariums and stuff like that in here. It kind of seemed more relaxing. Also off camera I have actually put in some waterfalls at the end, because I totally forgot we had those. So at the time I fixed the hot tub, I also put in a couple of waterfalls in the massage rooms and in the pool actually. Just again as an illusion, I find those also very relaxing, at least the sound of it. And yeah, so this is kind of the entrance area. I did put in a register just to, again, it's more decorative object, because you don't really pay at a register in a spa. And I placed the computer on a normal counter, since it didn't want to be on the same counter as the register. And I don't believe you can actually place the register on a normal counter, but I'm not sure. So I kind of combined the two, just to, you know, have a computer in this building as well. It's kind of to be just for the workers only, but if you have your Sims day and night and you really need a computer for something, then at least there's one in the building. And yeah, I keep it very natural in colors as well, so there's a lot of wood and light colors mostly. I do feel the hotel rooms get a bit darker, but I was kind of struggling with those colors. I must also say I haven't really ever played, again, not much with The Sims. I only have built a lot. And I have never really used the spa in The Sims, so I hope I have remembered to place everything. And now when I start placing some yoga mats, I stumble up on the yoga mat for the instructor. I didn't even know that they existed. So to begin with, I do not place one, but later on I change that and I make a room for instructor mat, yoga mat as well. So everything should be there, I think. And then of course you have the wardrobes or the changing rooms for both female and males, and they each have their own sauna. So because of the doors, I don't believe you can send in a male sim into the female sauna or something, but that seemed more natural for me at least. And I made 2 smaller rooms with each type of the massages, and put in some of the working machines, or the gym, I don't know what they're called, gym workout things. But at least they are there. And of course this is the changing area. I made in both, I made just those small rooms with each one toilet and a shower, so your Sims can shower alone, of course. And I just copied all that kind of to the opposite sides, of course. I didn't really vary that much. The same with the hotel rooms. You see me I finish one floor and then I literally copy them to the other floor. Because usually when you're in a hotel, things are just literally the same. So yeah. So it might kind of seem a bit simple sometimes, but it fits the idea of a spa hotel best, I think. And again, I really think this type of build is gonna fit quite nicely with a Get Famous Let's Play later on, maybe. At least it's fitting the theme very well. I'm of course very curious how the new world map will be. But I did place this build in Oasis Spring. And I placed it on the old lot called Burners and Builders. So it's the biggest lot of these 3. I believe all of them were public lots before also. And I really like this area because it looks quite fancy with all the palm trees, and I don't know, it looks less desertly and more like it's meant to be a more fancy area of the desert or the Oasis Springs. So again, this and the mall together fits kind of perfect. So hopefully I'm able to build a nice restaurant that matches these buildings as well. I have already this big sports hall or gym ready to build on the other side of the mall. That one also is very modern, but I'm not sure when I'm gonna build that one. Just because I have some houses left as well. I have a lot left, of course, and I kind of want to build in the other area as well. So what actually the next thing might be first is an apartment. Don't think I have built any apartments on this channel yet, so I will do that build first before I start building public lots again, and I'm not sure when I'm gonna continue in this area. But for now, at least you can both use my spa and mall if you want to. Together they match at least. The end value of this build ended up on just past 260,000. It's of course on a 40 by 30 lot, and it had 6 hotel rooms, like I said. And here of course is the yoga area. I do extend the part where the yoga mats are just a tiny bit, just so there's room enough for an instructor mat, but I believe I fixed that later on. So here you can see the pool. I move it 1 square to the left, and I remove about 2 squares to the right, just so I can fit a hot tub at the end of the pool. And off camera, or I did that off camera of course, and I also did place one of the tall waterfalls of Spa Day in the pool, just so it would be kind of a half wall between the hot tub and the pool. But again, you can see that in the screenshots. It was a bit hard to light up the pool, since I didn't really want to have roof lights, since those are since there is a glass roof, those will just float around. Same on the top of the staircase or stairwell. And the top floor has a glass roof, so I didn't want to place any roof or ceiling lights, since those would just be floating around. So yeah, I fixed those with the wall lights you did see me put up. For doors, I really like those doors. Those really gave me an hotel vibe. Oh, and I fixed the mat, of course. So now the instructor at least can instruct something. Yeah. So again, everything is very simple and very natural colored. Sometimes it feels a bit dark, but yeah. And in the hallway, I of course placed the vending machines. I believe also off camera I was looking for something that might simulate an icing machine, you know, where you can get your ice for your drinks, but I really didn't find anything, so I kept it to just a nice side table and the 2 type of vending machines. I believe one of them is food and the other one are drinks, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, the coloring is quite simple. It does feel, the hotel rooms itself feels kind of an older vibe, maybe not as new as the spa part, but I don't know. I really like those beds of seasons, but I'm not really happy with the colors. I do keep that bed in that color, but because I really struggled with finding something that matches in color, I chose the dark woods. Also because the kitchen cabinets match, and I could use the tall kitchen cabinets as a kind of wardrobe again. I was like using those as a type of wardrobe. So that way it kind of ends up a bit dark in the room, but it still works at the end, I think. It's a nice hotel room, even though it's not as light as maybe the downstairs would be. And then again, I don't think you want to have the rooms too light as well, because it might be a harder cleaning job, I don't know. So I did struggle a bit with the wallpaper. It took me a while to figure out what the colors I wanted. But I knew I wanted to have something with wood on the walls combined with a color or something. So Yeah, I believe I ended up with something bluish. Yeah, it did take me a while. I believe I keep that wallpaper there. Yes. Then of course the choice was which walls. I wanted to have blue and which walls I wanted to have wood. It really did take me time, but when I figured it out, I kind of just had to copy it over to all the other rooms. So, because all the hotel rooms are always kind of the same anyway, so I didn't really make them look like they're lived in. So it's like all the hotel rooms are actually empty and cleaned up. I didn't really put down any piles of clothes or anything. So if you wanted to have them to look more lived in, then you can always just put in some piles of clothing, either the decorative item or the debug item. I believe there are debug items, of course. And I of course had to hang up a couple of ropes because it's in a hotel, so a lot of the spa day items came in handy to give that feel. I do darken up the bathroom, yes. I first wanted to kind of make it match the downstairs bathrooms or wardrobes, but I didn't really like that, so they're black and white themed. And now of course I just have to copy that room, because they're actually just opposite of each other. Kind of simple and straightforward, of course, but I liked it. I'm not sure if the Sims can get around those beds, but again, the hotel rooms are more decorative than most likely usable, so yeah. If you really want to use one of the smaller rooms, you can always just move around it a bit until both Sims can lay in the bed. I'm not sure. The bigger room should be just fine. I didn't really have, of course, more room to make even bigger bedrooms, so they aren't really suites or anything, but I liked the idea of two similar hotel rooms and one a tiny bit bigger, so this is the bigger one. It was kind of a struggle to figure out what to decorate with, but I used this small item as a kind of mini fridge feel to it. I believe it's just a decorative wine cooler or something, I'm not sure. That's kind of why I used it, because it's kind of the idea of a mini fridge it kind of fit that idea well, I think. So yeah, again, kind of struggling to find out what I wanted to decorate this room with, since I had quite a bit more room, of course, to fill up. But yeah, I'm also not sure if the mirrors on the wall in the bedroom parts do work, since all of them are kind of blocked. But the ones in the bathrooms should still be working fine, and there are actually mirrors also downstairs in the changing areas. I did place sinks there, and at those sinks there are also mirrors, so you should have enough mirrors to practice your speeds or anything. Those in the rooms are more decorative than most likely usable, but the bathrooms have usable ones, so that should be just fine. I did almost forget putting the ropes in the bigger rooms, but I believe I remembered at last, so yeah, no worries, there will be some ropes at the end. And of course I had a more luxurious bath in the bigger room as well, so I just put in that bathtub. There aren't any bathtubs in the downstairs changing area, so if you want to Sims to rent a mod bed or anything, you can always hire or rent this bigger room and throw yourself a nice steaming bath in there. But yeah, here I'm just copying all the rooms since they're just similar. A nice time saver for a change. I did struggle a bit with those curtains, but they should be all fine. I'm not sure if they can enter the balcony areas, but again, I didn't really place anything there, just to keep it clean. You can always place some benches or anything to sit on outside, of course, if you want to be able to sit on the balconies, of course. The positive thing with placing this one in Oasis Spring is, of course, that it always is maybe not sunny, but it shouldn't be winter's cold. So you can at least sit out on the balconies without freezing too much. I believe I just have the outside left now. I do of course keep that also very simple. I do the same thing as I did with my shopping mall. Most of the lot is gonna be covered in stone, just because that seemed more luxurious for me. And I don't really like the look of the desert sand. I do like the areas around, but the lot itself is mainly just stone, with a couple of places where I actually just did keep some greenery. And the main parking area is on the back, but I did make some disabled parking spots here, or for people that are disabled, with the ironic signs again, with stairs on them. Kind of like that little touch. We don't really have any traffic signs, so yeah. Just making a tiny fountain, or I don't know what to call it actually, but just since it fitted in the spa theme again. And here are actually the parking spots. It was just way too much open space, so I just filled up with parking spots. The Modern shopping mall has actually parking spots right behind them, so parking spots that the game had made, but those are actually blocked off by a skating rink still. But here I just built one myself, just so the hotel would have room to have visitors come with the car as well. And it was an easy way to fill up all the space behind the build. And yeah, those stripes that you see, those are just going to be simple greenery, of course. It was just to cover up the fact that the stone floor didn't really fill up, and just to bring in some color at the back as well, since there was a lot of just stone and wood and no greenery at all. So yeah. This is kind of the small garden area of the spa, of course, of the hotel. So I did put in a bit of nicer plants. Of course, only desert plants I tried at least. So yeah, just keeping it simple. But it's the truth. So yeah, I do put around some fences as well, just because I didn't really like that the overflow, or yeah, in between the stone and the dirt. I felt that needed to be a fence, so just fencing all of it in. And I believe one of the last things I do is building in a little fenced off area where you can throw away your trash. And it's also around the time I realized I hadn't really put in any bins, so I did put the bins in the bedrooms or hotel rooms, and I will put in a bin. I don't believe I remembered putting in a bin in the reception or the entrance area, so I might do that before I post this to the gallery, if I remember. But at least there are bins in the building, just your Sims needs to go up at least one floor to be able to get to those. Just trying to figure something out to film up with, and of course a nice sign telling you where you can go and get your treatments or do something for fun. And yeah, so that's kind of the last things I fixed now. So the video is about to go in screenshots. I do of course hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you would like to see more of my creations, you can always like and subscribe to my channel or follow me on Twitter and Instagram. For now, thanks for watching, and I hope I see you next time. Bye bye!